Well, here we are at the House of Horrors. Every time the Patriots come here, they wish they weren't here. But once again, they found a way to win, 17-16, against the Jets, who caused them their usual incredible number of problems with their offense, especially in the first half with the pressure on Tom Brady. They wisely sort of went up-tempo at the start of the second half, and although they weren't, they got a pretty good drive going, ended up not ending it the way they would have liked, but it seemed to take a little bit of the pressure off for a while. But in the end, these are chess game matchups between Rex Ryan and, for the most part, Tom Brady. And in this case, I would say on that end of it, you could argue that Rex Ryan won those. Unfortunately, Geno Smith is his quarterback, and eventually, as often happens with young quarterbacks, in these kind of pressure games, they'll make a mistake. And he was hit as he threw, ended up making a bad choice, caused an interception, and then late in the game, with them in position to have a reasonably short field goal to take the lead late in the fourth quarter, he got sacked on third down, the last worst possibility, the one thing you couldn't allow to have happen, and he did. Patriots end up winning by 1 point. So, credit to them. And I think that maybe in an odd sort of way going into the playoffs, they now have the number 2 seed clinched for sure. They don't have to play under any circumstance on wild card weekend, which is always a plus. If Denver loses or they win next week against Buffalo, they have home field as well, and those are big advantages. So I think going into the playoffs in an odd way, this kind of very difficult game against the Jets, a 1-point victory, was probably a plus. As long as you win it, it's a plus, because now you're taking down a little half a peg going into these playoffs. Say, hey, you know what? We can get beat. If we're not executing properly, which they certainly didn't do much of the game today, we can end up on the wrong side of the score. So fortunately, in this case, they were on the right side of the score, barely, 70-16 victory here at MetLife Stadium in the swamp known as the Meadowlands, and the House of Horror for the Patriots. This is Ron Borges from the Boston Herald saying, see you next week against Buffalo.